Friends, welcome to free chess videos for all. One of my subscriber requested me to prepare one video in Najdorf English attack. So today I'll discuss about the Najdorf variation and the English attack from white side. So the game starts with e4, black plays c5, c5. So knight f3, d6, now d4, cd, knight takes d4, now knight f6, knight c3 and a6. So this is the position of the Najdorf variation. So now white plays bishop e3. So this is the starting of the English attack. So here there are few moves available for black. So black can play knight g4. Okay, so this bishop can come to c1 or this bishop can go to g5. So suppose you want to test your opponent, so in that case you can come back to c1. So in that case black can go back to f6 and again you can play that move bishop e3 just to check the opponent wants a draw at the very beginning or not. So if again knight g4, in that case you can go bishop g5. The line goes like this: h6, bishop h4, now g5, bishop g3. So this line I'll cover in some other video. Let's go back to the move bishop e3. So after bishop e3 black can play e5, right, attacking the d4 knight. So knight can come to e2 or b3. So suppose knight goes to b3, now black can develop bishop e7. So here white can play f3. So now bishop e6, white can go to queen d2. So white basically planning for long castle. So here black can go for short castle, white can go for long castle. Now knight b7, again developing move. So here g4. So this g4 move, it has various problem for black here. So if black play h6, in that case the next move would come h4. Okay, so this is very dangerous for black. So good move is b5. So white plays g5, black plays b4. So if pawn takes f6 knight, then pawn takes c3 knight. Okay, so here white can play knight e2. I'll cover that variation in some other video. So knight can come back to e2 and knight can go back to e8. Okay, now f4. So a5 from black, now f5, now a4. So this knight go to d4. So here black can take the knight or black can play b3. So if b3, then king b1. Now if this b3 pawn takes the a2 pawn, then king can go to a1 and all the attack from black, it would be over. So it's better to take the pawn at c2. Okay, but before that you can take the knight. So knight takes d4, pawn takes c2, knight takes c2. Now here you can think that okay, white has lost one piece, but if you consider the e6 bishop, it can't move, right, because it can go to e5, c4 or b3. These squares are available for this bishop. So if the good move is bishop b3, pawn takes b3, pawn takes b3 and knight a3. Okay, now black can play knight e5 or queen b8. So after knight e5, white has a good move h4. So because the point is, if you see the queen side, there is only one pawn left, okay, for white. So white has to attack black's king side, because as of now the king is safe. There are 3 pawns available, and as soon as white has the chance, white needs to attack here. Okay, so the starting position is h4. So rook can come to a4. The point is to take the e4 pawn. So here queen g2, so queen b8, now f6. Okay, so here f6 is a very tricky move, because if you take, it would be all over for black. So the good move is bishop d8. Now if you take the g7 pawn, knight takes g7, and there is no more threat available for black. So it's good not to take the g7 pawn. Okay, fine. Now rook d4 from white, rook takes d4, bishop takes d4, right? Okay, so now g takes f6, now bishop b5. So the point is, this bishop can take this knight, and after that if rook takes knight, then pawn takes f6 pawn. Okay, and it would be a check. So the king will go to h8 or f8, and now queen g7 mate. So once bishop b5, the good move is king h8, because you take your king away from the discover attack. So rook h3, again the point is rook would come to g5 and will attack the g7 square or g8 square. So now here the good move is knight c7, attacking the b5 bishop. So rook takes b3, now knight e6. So here bishop c4, attacking the queen discover attack. So queen c7. So here bishop takes e5, pawn takes e5, not this pawn, pawn takes e5, bishop takes e6, pawn takes e6. Now g takes f6, bishop takes f6, rook f3, bishop g7. Now rook takes f8, bishop takes f8. So this position is equal. Now I would recommend you go through these moves and try to try to remember the initial 10 moves. Okay, so up to long castle, if you can, like, I am not saying memorize, but if you practice up to move number 12, then it would give you confidence. And because these are all standard moves. Okay, so this is a standard structure at queen side from white. Okay, and from black also this is a standard structure. So if you can remember up to this move number 12, like from this position you can play, like not all the moves, but you can create some threats, or you can be creative here, and you can try to build up your thought process here. But up to this point you have to memorize and you have to understand also. So there is one tricky move. Let me come to knight takes c2. So here our opponent can think, okay, I am losing my e6 bishop, why not take the pawn, right? f5 pawn. So now see, e takes f5. Now black can play queen a5, trying to exchange the queen. Okay, now bishop g2, attacking the rook. So queen takes d2, bishop takes d2. Now you have to place your rook. Suppose rook b8. Now rook h e1, knight e5, because the rook was attacking the e7 bishop. Knight d4, a3, now b3, knight c7, now knight c6, attacking the rook and the bishop. So knight takes c6, bishop takes c6, now bishop d8. Now this position is good for white because this d2 bishop would come to f4 and attacking the d6 pawn because it is very weak, and the bishop can come to e file, the rook is there, the rook can come to e file, the bishop is there. So this is a very dangerous position for black. So this would be a mistake if on 21st move bishop takes f5. But if your opponent doesn't know this position, then he can make this mistake. Okay, so yeah guys, this is the game I just wanted to show you. So if you can like take the ideas from this video and try to implement in your games whenever you play the English attack, and just let me know in the comment section if you need any more ideas here, because I'll prepare few more videos on Najdorf. So I'll put some deep analysis on these lines and I'll try to make some videos on this English attack. So very soon I'll upload few more videos on Najdorf, some other variation. Like today we have seen the knight g4 move and the bishop g5 move. So I'll prepare one more video in that line, so you guys can have a look. And just let me know in the comment section if you need any specific type of opening or middle game ideas for a specific side from white or black. Okay, I'll see you soon. If you like the video, please share it with your friends and please subscribe the channel, and I'll see you soon. All the best and see ya.